Hello Reapers, my name's Seth and we are back here for some more Trove event video. I don't know why I did this thing, but I just did it spontaneously because that's the kind of crazy that I am. So anyways, folks, we got the St. QUBESLIC'S quest, which is around from March 13th to the 26th. Now, the reason that I am slow and pausing is it's intentional. I'm not just trying to drag out the video, folks. This single-handedly shows that the Trove Heroes update more than likely is going to end up actually releasing on March 27th rather than on the 20th. It would just make sense because then we've got this event for a couple weeks to hold us off, and then the update is going to end up actually hitting, and that's going to end up being the big deal of the month, right? But in either case, the event itself is going to end up giving you quite a bit of really good items, honestly speaking, including this cute little ally right here. Oh, he's a 4-leaf clover, so he's actually lucky, and he's got I don't know, like a leprechaun hat and a bunch of dirt and poop and stuff. Either way, it's a pretty cool ally. We'll look at the stats a little bit later in the video. But before we get started, would appreciate if you would hit that like button. Makes the video show up in searches and stuff like that. And without further ado, the start of the quest is going to be completing 1-star dungeons. You gotta complete 50 of them. I know, that's pretty crazy, right? So all you gotta do for that is just head on over to a novice portal, which obviously if you're in the hub, you can just use the Trovian Atlas to just go to the novice world. The reason for this is because you're going to find dungeons a lot easier than all the other biomes. The verticality of the world is not really that much, and it's going to still take a little while, but in either case, you're going to end up getting a despoiled divinity from that, so that's actually not too bad at all. Then you have to defeat 100 enemies in the permafrost, which is the next world up right here, and this is just any type of enemy, nothing specific, which is very fortunate. It does mean that it can end up taking quite a while, especially because we have seen the kill 30 enemy dungeons have been nerfed. You're going to be able to kill like a couple enemies out of it, but you can't just sit there camping at a dungeon waiting for the enemies to keep coming out over and over so that you can kill them, because eventually after a while they're just not going to count. So just stick to 3-star dungeons and the ones that you know have a lot of enemies in them and stuff like that, and you're going to end up getting 10 lapis luck bugs for that. Up next, this is really easy. Mine 200 shapestone. Again, you can either just find it in the permafrost that you're in, but more than likely you should just go to the Medieval Highlands Novice World again, because that obviously is going to end up being where shapestone is in vast supply. Excuse my dog barking in the background. I'm very pressed for time. Normally, I would wait for her to be quiet, but I have to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible and then get some rest. So, because I got new tattoos and stuff, I'll talk about that in a vlog. Anyways, you're going to get 3 empowered gem boxes for mining 200 shapestone. That's going to be really easy. And then this is where the quests start getting a little bit gross, just because, yikes, it certainly does take a while to actually get through this. The whole event is roughly around like maybe an hour and 30 to 2 hours to actually complete it, and that's also using a Neon Ninja Rage speed build, despite the fact that I also actually was dealing with a lot of rubber banding, so it might have taken me a little longer than normal. But you have to defeat 25 jungle Jurassic bosses. Now, don't be fooled, it doesn't actually mean defeating bosses, it actually specifically is talking about defeating dungeons. The reason why I point this out is because T-Rex counts as boss, but it doesn't actually count towards the quest. So the quest itself just wants you to defeat 25 dungeons in the Jurassic biome, all right? And then you're going to end up getting 5 Hearts of Darkness from that. Up next, you're going to have to catch a jumping jadefish. Super duper easy. You're not going to end up having that much of a problem with that one. Oh, and by the way, in the Jurassic world is going to end up being U4. If you don't already know, just use the Trove Atlas. Catching the jumping jadefish, you can just catch it in water, catch it in club worlds and stuff. It's going to be fairly easy. You should get it within 10 fish guaranteed, because otherwise it's just like you're just having really bad luck. But you're gonna get 10 chaos just from that one, oddly enough. Then you have to defeat 100 enemies in the desert frontier, so you're gonna have to start heading back over to the easier worlds. The desert frontier world, you're going to end up finding those enemies and just going through dungeons and killing them all. And again, the exact same thing as the permafrost, where you can't just kill 30 enemies over and over again. You're gonna have to go and actually find like the specific dungeons and specific enemies and stuff, and you're going to end up gaining a 9th life for that. That's really good. Like I said, these rewards are really good. Then the next part of the quest is going to be mining 100 infinium. So The infinium is also going to end up being in the desert biome, so that's going to be very, very easy for you to get. You just got to go in there and start bombing it like crazy if you don't already have it. Again, the fact that it says mine infinium means that you have to actually mine the resource, whereas with most of the others, you could actually just trade for them. But a jumping jadefish is not necessarily something easy to trade for. And then you're going to end up getting a double experience potion for that. Defeat 25 dungeon bosses in the Forbidden Spires. Again, it just says bosses in general, but you're going to be going for the dungeon bosses. So if you want the Forbidden Spires, obviously it's going to end up showing up in every Primal Uber world and stuff like that. But you're going to be going for U6 because that's where the biome is going to end up spawning like crazy. Like there's just so much of it around. It's just, you know, it's going to be a lot easier for you to end up finding 25 different dungeons. And this already takes quite a bit of grinding. Like, that's the whole thing, is this quest is not necessarily lengthy for the fact that you have to do, like, a lot of objectives or anything. It's most of all just because the content is kind of dragged out, which is fine. Honestly, it feels like it breaks up the monotony of other event quests that we've dealt with in the past, where it's like, kill 500 enemies. That one's just, like, disgusting. Even though this is kind of the exact same, at least you're kind of going to different biomes, so it kind of breaks it up. Anyways, you're going to get 25 Diamond Dragonite for that one, so that's really, really good. And then we're already in the home stretch here, because the next quest here is going to end up giving you the Ally, where you have to complete 25 3-star dungeons. Now, you could just go into Primal Worlds, start going crazy, be a psycho, and, you know, try to specifically search for 3-star dungeons, or you could just go into the Shadow Tower. That's going to end up being a lot easier for you guys, because every single dungeon in a Shadow Tower, no matter what the difficulty is, each dungeon or arena that you complete is going to actually count as a 3-star. So that's a very, very easy way of actually getting it done. I would actually recommend that you do either normal, hard, or ultra of Shadow Hydra or Dreadnought, so that you can at least simultaneously try and get some of the combat badges out of the way for the Hydraken completion or the Dreadnought completion. You know, then at least that's 25 runs that you can end up doing towards each of the bosses. Well, I guess it's not 25 runs because you complete 3 dungeons per, and then the boss counts as a 4th. But in any case, who cares? Then you're going to end up getting the Ally, which is going to be another Shamrock themed guy. 10 mastery seems a little bit low considering how difficult this quest actually is, but the Ally itself isn't too bad. It's got 7% to attack speed, 1.5% to crit hits, so it's not like it's bad, but again, you know, same as any ally in Trove, there's other allies that are just going to end up outshining it, so there's not any real reason to get it other than just for the extra mastery, or maybe you're just really into the style of it. I don't know, maybe you love St. Patrick's Day. I don't really care. It's just all green. But anyways, then there's oddly enough going to be one last part of the quest. I know, right? It's kind of weird that you get the actual, like, full-on quest reward, and then there's going to be one part to it after. But you have to defeat 250 enemies in the Shadow Tower. Now, this is going to be very easily done. Not only if you just go through the Shadow Tower over and over again, it's going to be fairly easy. But you can actually use either Vengeful Pinata God or Hydra to actually get this done. Because Vengeful Pinata God, you're going to be able to attack him, and every time you end up getting his health to a certain point, he's going to end up summoning a bunch of minions. So all you gotta do is just kill those minions over and over, and when Pinata God gets too weak, you just respawn, and then just kind of repeat the process over and over. Thankfully, that hasn't actually been, like, fixed or nerfed since they ended up fixing the 30 enemy dungeons for Adventurine. Or you could go to Hydra, which is similarly going to end up operating the same way, where he's going to summon his little snack babies. But the whole thing is that Hydra is probably your safest bet. If you think that you're, like, too powerful for Vengeful God, or maybe you just have a very hard time, maybe it's really laggy or something like that, or you're a melee character so it's difficult not to kill the boss while you're trying to kill the minions, go for Hydra, because he's going to end up staying static at the, like, on the other side of the room, right? So it's a very easy way of just killing his minions. But anyways, out of that, you're going to end up getting a Contained Chaos Spark, which is perfect just in time for when the new update ends up hitting, because when the new update ends up hitting, we're going to be able to use that on either Draco class gems or just gems in general, because the Draco is going to end up being a very big powerhouse as far as Shadow Towers are concerned, Or you could use it on the Vanguard, because the Vanguard's going to be coming with the Trove Heroes update as well. And again, I just want to reiterate the point that I'm not trying to say that the Trove Heroes update is specifically announced and going to be releasing March 27th. I'm just saying that it was either going to release on the 20th or the 27th, and this event going to the 26th means that we've got pretty good odds for the Trove Heroes update to actually end up coming on the 27th, which I'm really, really excited about that, dude. That's gonna be like so cool that we're gonna finally actually have the Vanguard and be able to grind Shadow Towers the way we normally would, but with a new character. In any case, folks, thanks for watching. Very much appreciate it. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. And if you want to support me, there's links in the description for my merch store as well as Gawkbox, which is a way that you can actually donate to me for absolutely free. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.